Hey everybody, we did not get a chance to finish our snowmen on Friday, so I'm going to show you how to finish them up. And some of you were actually absent, so I will really show you this from the beginning to the end because we really didn't get too far on Friday because of the holiday concert. So make sure you have all of your materials. You are going to need a white sock. You're going to need a hat, which is just part of a sock. You're going to need a scarf, a little pom-pom or an orange triangle for a nose, 3 buttons, a pom-pom if you like one, this is for the top of the hat, and you're also going to need some scissors and some glue. Now, I gave your teacher some Q-tips instead of our regular glue brushes, so use those to spread on your glue. All right, so and we also need stuffing, which your teacher will have. So the very first step here is to stuff your sock until you get to the heel. Okay, so when you're stuffing this sock, it's important that you don't try to take an enormous handful and do it all at once. Just take a small handful and put it down in there. Now the bottom of the sock is actually going to be the bottom of our snowman. So if you want that to be a little bit bigger, just put some more stuffing down there. All right, I think 4 handfuls is probably going to be okay for my snowman here. All right, so now the next step, this is all I need. And if it's kind of weird shaped, you can just kind of scooch it around with your hands and roll it into the shape that you want. Now, the next step is to take our rubber bands and you are going to tie the rubber band tight at the top of your stuffing. All right, once you have that, then you're going to put on your second rubber band, and this is going to be where you make the neck of your snowman. So, and I'm actually going to use this side as the front of my snowman because this part has like the gray heel, even though that's probably going to be covered up by the hat. Anyway, so for the neck, we don't want it as tight as we had the top of the snowman. You probably only have to wrap your rubber band on like maybe 2 or 3 times. I think maybe 2 will be okay for mine. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. I'm just gonna kind of pudge them out here a little bit. Okay. So your next step is to cut off the top of this. If you leave all of this, then when you put your hat on, your hat's going to look weird and bulgy. So I'm going to cut this off. And you do not get to keep the top of your sock. I am going to use this for another project later, so make sure you give this to your teacher. Now, we need to add the scarf. Scarf is super easy. You're going to take this piece of ribbon. You're going to wrap it around your snowman and you're going to put on a little bit of glue right underneath the ends of our scarf. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to take that glue here on my Q-tip. I'm going to dab it on my snowman and then stick that end of my scarf down. And then the same thing over here. Lift up the end, dab the glue, stick down the scarf, just like that. Ta-da, scarf. Now I'm going to put on a few more dabs of glue here. This is going to be for my buttons. All right, we need a little dab of glue for the nose. And pom-poms, if you've got pom-poms, it also works if you take it and you just kind of like dip it into the glue and stick it on. All right, now before we add our face, I'm going to add the hat. That way we don't make our eyes up too far. So for the hat, some of them you will notice are already pretty much made and ready to go, and you can just stick them off. Some of them, however, are the toes of the socks, and if you get one of those, you might notice that the edge here might fray a little bit. So in order to keep that from happening, you can roll under the top bit of that, and then you can stick it on your snowman. This will just keep the edges from sort of fraying and loose threads coming out. All right, there's the hat. Now, I did forget to tell you that you need a marker, but your magic marker should work if you've got one. So I'm going to add little eyes. You can put your eyes wherever you want and make them however you want. And then I'm going to give them a little mouth. And then the last step is to add the pom-pom. Now this might be, I don't know, it should be okay, but it's going to take a little bit of extra time to dry. So with the pom-pom, I would definitely dip it into the glue to get a pretty good glob on there, and then you're going to stick it to the top of your hat, and then you're just going to leave it alone. Don't touch it. Let it dry. And then ta-da, your snowman is done. Woohoo! And we're just going to leave him until he is completely dry and you can take him home. All right, 4th grade, hope you had fun. I'm sure your snowmen are super cute. I will see you after Christmas.